Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. For today's build, I have a Knights Kingdom 2 set 8781, Castle of Morcia from 2004. So let's get started. Alright, so here we have the completed build. This set is just over 600 pieces and comes with 8 minifigures. And I just got this set in the mail. If you've been following my channel, you probably know I'm a pretty big castle fan. I won't include it in this video because I've included it in quite a few videos in the past, but one of my favorite memories is getting King Leo's castle as my very first castle for Christmas in the year 2000. I'll try to attach it so that if you want to watch it and you've missed it, you can, but like I said, I've included that clip in a lot of videos now. I don't want to continually keep doing that for those who have already seen it. But since getting that castle, which was now 24 years ago, I've been absolutely hooked on castles. And I guess a long-term goal for my collection is owning the largest set from each of the castle factions. I need to compile a list to see how many I actually have, because at this point I do have quite a few. But I was excited to find this one for a relatively good deal. It was not complete, but I kind of like completing sets. Obviously the easiest thing to do is get a set and it already be complete, but something about restoring a partially incomplete set or pulling a set from a bulk lot that has been lost to the bin for years or decades even, and rescuing it is just so fun to me. So when I found this one for a pretty good deal, I knew it wasn't complete and I knew I'd place a few orders for it, and so those orders have come in now and I have restored it to its former glory. So I'm excited to review it for you all today. So to get started, let's go ahead and look at the minifigures first. So this set does come with 8 minifigures, one of which is a skeleton, and I'll show you that a little bit later while I'm reviewing the rest of the set, since it's kind of incorporated into the set. So this will just be the other 7 minifigures. I'm going to hopefully say all of the names correctly, but we'll see. This first one is Danju. Love the use of dark purple. I like how each minifigure is very distinct, its own color, special color sword, and a specially printed shield. We've got this like flat dark gold color for the sword. This era had some very unique colors. The shield is a very light bluish gray color, which again is kind of a rare color there, but all of these are great minifigures. Next up we have Jaco. Really like the color for his sword. The armor pieces are great. I think all of the torsos for these guys are plain if they're under the armor pieces, and each of the visors is just a little bit different, which again I think is fun to make each one unique. Then we have King Matthias, definitely one of my favorite minifigures in this set. I don't know if I have any other minifigures that has the blue-violet color for the arms. That was a very rare color, only used between I think 2004 and 2005. So it's cool to have a minifigure with this color. His sword is also pearl light gray, which is a more rare color. I think according to BrickLink it was only out around 2000 to 2011. And it is easily confused with flat silver. So if you're selling on BrickLink, definitely make sure you have good examples of those colors, because when I'm ordering I get the wrong one all the time. I love the lion print in that metallic gold color for his torso as well, and of course the crown is amazing. Then we have Raskus. Another great shield pattern. I like the pattern on his armor piece. Honestly, it's just so fun to see these minifigures in such bright colors. Then we have Santis. He's got a great color sword as well. It's pearl sand blue, another rare color, according to BrickLink, only out between 2002 and 2005. Really, the minifigures are my favorite part of this set. Highly recommend looking into getting some if you haven't already. Then we have Vladek, who is one of the Shadow Knights, so kind of the bad guys for this series. I love that they used a scorpion to signify these minifigures, a unique part of LEGO history. And then finally we have this Shadow Knight. Great printing for his torso. Love the mixture of black and dark red together. And then again, I will show you the skeleton here in a minute. And so with all of those together, that makes 8 wonderful minifigures. Alright, as for the rest of the build, like I said previously, at the time this set came out in 2004, I already had King Leo's castle that I had gotten back in 2000, and so I wasn't particularly drawn to this set because I feel like it does strongly resemble King Leo's castle. Obviously, this set came after the color change, so King Leo's castle is the original light and dark gray colors, as well as original brown, and this one is all the newer colors. King Leo's castle castle would have used original blue, and these parts are all the blue-violet color, but it just felt so similar, and for a kid of my age at that time, I just didn't feel like spending the money on this set when it resembled King Leo's castle so closely. So I actually bought Vladek's Dark Fortress instead. So I've had Vladek's Dark Fortress since it originally came out, and now 20 years later, I finally have this castle. I also want to say I did watch several YouTube videos to try and get pronunciation right for this set, and some people put emphasis in different places within the word, so if you're unhappy with my pronunciation, I did my best based on the videos I could find, but I wasn't 100% sure. I also want to start out by saying I was not thoroughly impressed with this build. I feel a little bad saying that. I always want to be honest during a review, and by the end of this build I felt a little bit disappointed. I know people didn't really care for King Leo's castle, but this one felt like a step down from that one, and I can't even really tell you why to a full extent, but I just wasn't overly thrilled by the end of the build. Just a little bit disappointed. It felt kind of thrown together. It doesn't feel like a very stable build either. Carrying it from one place to another honestly felt a little bit like it was going to fall apart, or that the base plate would break under the weight of this set. So I do love Castle, and I'll definitely be glad to own this set, but for the amount I paid for it, which I didn't total out, I paid I think $135 for it incomplete, and it didn't take a ton to complete it, but still for the amount I paid, I wish I was a little more thrilled with the build. And that might be partly because I have so many castles now, and I have so many that are kind of similar. We've got King Leo's castle, the Royal King's castle, and the Royal Knight's castle, which all look sort of similar to this set. And I like all three of those more, and I had all three of those first. So it might just be that I had all of those sets, so by the time you threw this one in, I already had my mind made up on which ones I liked most. But first we have this scorpion build. You can actually launch scorpions with this. So you just put a scorpion in the back here, and then you can fling them, which I'm not gonna lie is a really cool feature and works really well. Go ahead and fling all three for good measure. So I do like that. This definitely feels like a very classic early 2000s build, and I love any series that picks a color scheme and sticks to it. This is a gorgeous horse barding piece, and it has the matching armor piece for the head in really nice shape. Very glad of that. It's in that great blue-violet color, which I don't know why they didn't do more with that. It was a great color. I miss when LEGO would do kind of limited color runs like they did with this series. Horse barding pieces are always going to be one of my favorite pieces, so definitely a fan of this horse. This area confused me just a little bit. It comes on its own base plate, but I'm just kind of confused as to how you're supposed to actually get into the castle. You know, there's no ramp. It's got me feeling a little bit dumb, like, am I missing something? And I'm sure you all will enlighten me as to what that is, but it does come on a regular base plate. Love that. It is reversible, so I guess if your castle gets conquered by the Shadow Knights, you can signify that by flipping this around, which I think that's a great idea as well. The thing I always like about these base plates is you can pull each section out, so you could rearrange them the way you want to. I just went with the version that's in the instruction manual, but obviously you can change that as you want to. Comes with one of these great boulder pieces. This was definitely a childhood favorite for me. As far as I know, they're still making them. Hope that's true. There is a chain here in the back that if you pull it, the boulder will either fall or go flying. I guess depending on how quickly you pull the chain. That works really well. Again, you can change this to signify for the bad guys. In the back here, we've got, I guess, a little jail cell. There is a skull head in the back. Guess someone has been waiting to get out for a very long time. A little dark, but that's the way I like LEGO sets. I'm gonna go through and change everything to the Shadow Knights that's available. This side is the side that has the skeleton in it, so I mentioned that during the minifigure section. There are flames on this side, and then this spins, and there is a skeleton on the opposite side. So a little scary there. I love this piece. Always a great piece. Not a ton going on in this section. There is a translucent neon green spider trapped inside there though. These flags are reversible. So one side has the lion printed on it and the other side has the scorpion. Flip those to the scorpion side. We've got a few other reversible pieces here. These spin. And I love the printed scorpion kind of panel pieces they have. I didn't even realize those existed until I got this set. So now we have those scorpions. These also spin to the scorpion side. Very cool there. I do like that feature. You can take this whole middle segment out. So the sides do come out this way, exposing more of the dark red pieces in this set. Not too much in the interior. Got a little throne build. There's a frog down here. Treasure chest, which does still have chrome gold coins in it. Always classic. Under the treasure chest there is a great tile piece. Got like a printed medallion on it. So a fun hidden accessory there. So that's kind of what it would look like if you had all of the dark red pieces exposed. And I do think a lot of thought went into that process. You could just remove all of the additional flags if you wanted to really make it look like the Shadow Knights had full control of the castle. I don't know, maybe after reviewing it I swayed my own opinion a little bit because I do like this set. I think it just doesn't rank as a top favorite when it comes to this style of set. I do still think it's overpriced. It is 20 years old. It does come with 8 minifigures. I think more than anything I'd recommend the minifigures. I love the minifigures in this set. They're so fun, they're so colorful. Kind of feels like old Lego to me, where they were just having fun with color and they didn't care that it didn't look 100% realistic. So there are some other great sets within this series. I don't have a ton of them, but I do have a few, and I think I might actually like some of the smaller sets better, or Vladek's Dark Fortress. I definitely think that's a superior castle for the era. So if you get the chance, definitely check out the series. Maybe add a couple of the minifigures to your collection, but if you're not totally obsessed with this set, I completely understand. But when it comes to any castle series, I'm always happy to add another set to my collection. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. There are already 60 episodes available. See you all next time.